Great stretch of games for the Angels here at the Big A on this 9-game homestand tonight. They're playing the rubber game of the series against the visiting Seattle Mariners and trying to finish this homestand off on a winning note. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas, along with my partner, Mark Gubaza.
Good job.
Now, so you take your time, you're delivered, you get things right on occasion. Mentioned the homestand and the Angels being very good on it, 5-3 rolling into tonight's game. And I tell you what, you come off that 7-3 road stretch, you know you're going to face the Yankees, you know the Texas Rangers are coming into town, and the Angels continue to play very good baseball, even though they lost the opening game of this series, in a position to have an extremely good homestand.
Well, yeah, it's all about making adjustments. I mean, it's been the pitching staff doing a good job, the bullpen, of course, some hitters been able to come through in the clutch. Mark Trumbo, the night before last, had been struggling. You see the adjustments he made last night. He was hitting the ball so well. Hit 2 home runs to dead center field. The first time in his career he's had multi-home run game, and he didn't stop there either. You know, mixing in a base hit, he had a double, 4 RBI in the game. We talk about adjustments, talk about swinging the bat, and taking advantage of a mistake pitch. He had a couple of those breaking pitches that were up in the strike zone. One time, he was behind the count 0-2 and hit it out of the ballpark. He has that ability to make adjustments. He fights in that batter's box, and of course, very successful.
Yeah, the Halos will be facing another right-hander, this one by the name of Hector Noesi, pitching on 3 days rest. Felix Hernandez was originally slated to start today, but back spasm pushed him out. Jerome Williams taking the rock for the Angels. Just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Line up to first pitch when we return. Angels baseball is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. By Hyundai, the boats are in. The Hyundai Elantra is the 2012 North American Car of the Year. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealer today. And by Columbia Pictures movie That's My Boy, starring Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg, in theaters June 15th. Well, they gave away the Hula Girls here this evening, so plenty of fans still strolling into the Big A. This game number 3 of this 3-game set between the Mariners and the Angels. We'll take a look at Eric Wedge's lineup for the Seattle Mariners with a 25-33 record. You have Ichiro Suzuki leading things off in right field. Dustin Ackley at second. Kyle Seager is the third baseman. Jesus Montero serving as the DH and cleanup hitter for the second straight night. Justin Smoke over at first base. Michael Saunders bumps up in the lineup. He is the center fielder. Miguel Olivo back behind the plate tonight. Mike Karp playing left field, and Brendan Ryan, the Southern California product, will bat ninth and play shortstop as they take on Jerome Williams, looking for win number 7 on the season.
Boy, Jerome does such a great job as far as keeping all his pitches down in the strike zone. Has been fantastic this season. At home, 5-0 with an ERA 2.17, 8-0 overall in his career pitching at the Big A. And that fastball command, his changeup, his slider, cut fastball, so effective for him.
Jerome, 66 innings of work, 66 hits allowed, 42 strikeouts, and 20 walks. As Ichiro swings the first pitch and grounds one weakly to Howie Kendrick, and there's the first out of the ballgame. Let's take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense for the Angels. Mike Trout in left and Peter Borges in center. Mark Trumbo in right field. The infield has Meister Asturis, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Albert Pujols around from third to first. And the man with the dragon tail, Hank Conger, behind the plate.
We saw Howie Kendrick making that play. Should be very active in the infield with Jerome Williams on the hill with that sinking fastball. Been outstanding as far as fielding baseball. One of the top fielding percentages in the American League, both tonight, Ackley and Howie. 2 errors in over 250 total chances for Howie this year.
Dustin Ackley takes a fastball for a strike. He had a 1-for-4 game last night, hitting .243 on the season with 4 home runs. 20 runs batted in. Bounces this one to Howie Kendrick. With the night off last night. 2 down. And when Jerome Williams is on, as far as the sinker is concerned, that's what you will usually see, a bevy of ground balls.
Yeah, he stays down in the strike zone so well. He does a great job with that 2-seam fastball, but he also backs it up with a good changeup. His cut fastball keeps the left-handed batters honest. Of course, he has a good curveball too, but works quickly. Thinks in terms of pitching to contact and utilizing that defense in the infield for the Angels.
Two outs, nobody on for Kyle Seager. The Angels looking for the first 1-2-3 first inning of the series. Go back to the first game on Monday night. Kyle Seager hit a home run. Eddie Santana gave up 3 consecutive hits with 2 outs. Last night it was Seager who drew the walk with 2 outs before Montero rolled into the inning-ending fielder's choice. Fouled back, and it's quickly an 0-2 count.
Garrett Richards threw the ball so well last night. That fastball, 95-97 with great sink action. Said he felt really good, even all the way to the last pitch. He threw 7 solid innings, 8 punch-outs, which was his career high in both in innings and strikeouts for him. And that first major league victory.
0-2. Boy, just barely missed on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Talk about executing a pitch. This looked like it catches the inside corner. According to Fox Tracks, it did at 93. That's that 2-seam fastball that runs in.
Seager fouls this one off, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Garrett last night did a fantastic job in his 7 innings of work. 8 strikeouts, 2 walks against the Mariners team that's been swinging the bat all season long. Better out on the road than they have at home. .256 average on the road for Seattle. 193 at Safeco. Swing and a miss. Down goes Seager. There's that cut fastball. A 1-2-3 inning for Jerome Williams. We head to the bottom of the first. Trout, Asturis, and Pujols coming up for the scoreless tie. strikeout of Kyle Seager. We'll take a look at manager Mike Scioscia starting 9 for the Halos tonight, 29 and 28, 4.5 back of Texas. Mike Trout leading things off in left field. Meister Astures gets the start at third. Albert Pujols at first. Kendrys Morales at DH. Mark Trumbo in right field. Howie Kendrick at second base. Eric Ibar bats seventh. He'll play shortstop. Hank Conger in the 8th spot doing the catching. And Peter Borges gets his first start in the series. He'll bat ninth and play center, taking on the 25-year-old native of Esperanza in the Dominican Republic by the name of Hector Noesi.
Noesi, good fastball, 90 to 95. He has a slider curve change. Pitching on 3-day rest here. Sometimes that could be a detriment for a young pitcher because you worry so much about how you're feeling on the mound instead of trying to complete your pitches.
Mike Trout leads things off after going 0 for 3. And as we pointed out in the open, Noesi making a start here on 3 days rest. Originally Felix Hernandez was scheduled to start the finale of this 3-game set, but back problems pushed his start back to next week. So Noesi might just be a short night for him. Wedge having to make that decision. Noesi's last start came on the 2nd against the White Sox. Got a no decision. Gave up 6 runs on 7 hits in 4 1/3. He gives up the leadoff base hit to Mike Trout. Jammed him. But Trout trying enough to find it off. And the leadoff man is on board. We'll take a look at the defense for the Mariners tonight. You've got Karp in left, Saunders in center, Suzuki in right. The infield consists of Seager, Ryan, Ackley, and Smoke from third to first. Gilolivo behind the plate.
And Saunders in center field covers a lot of ground for him. Very strong arm. 3 outfield assists for the M's this year. He's committed 2 errors in his career in 114 games in that center field position. Very aggressive with Noesi maybe not having that sink on the fastball as well as he normally would. Might see more fly balls and he'll be more active in center.
Astures showing bunt, pulls it back, takes ball 1. Meister had a 1 for 4 game last night. 235. Was in that 2 spot last night. Had a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. There's 4 doubles, no triples, no home runs, 6 runs batted in for Astures. Quick check in of Trout. He's easily back in there. We'll take a look at our Hyundai key to the game for tonight.
Also queen tonight for you there, Victor. Under pressure. Big thing with a guy pitching on 3-day rest, you want to work the count, keep that constant pressure, whether it's the running game or of course working the pitch count as much as possible. He has given up 13 home runs this year, so you get some fastballs up in the zone.
2 balls and no strikes. Noesi did throw the ball well against the Angels up at Safeco Field. That was on the 27th, 2 starts ago. Took the loss, but gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, worked 8 innings. Gave up 2 home runs in that game, struck out nobody, and walked 2.
Remember, a couple of those home runs were on 0-2 counts. Made a mistake over the plate twice.
Trout takes off, and Astures fouls it off the left. Mike had a pretty good jump from first. We'll head back to first base. Meister will have a 2-1 count.
The Steelers have been successful 5 out of 7 attempts. Against Noesi on the mound. He will utilize a slide step. Fairly quick to the plate. Settles in around 1.25 to 1.3 as far as his times to the plate, which is about average.
Trout takes off again. Astures pops it up. Shallow right. Ackley's going out. Trout's going to have to hustle back to first base. The throw to first is in time. Another play. Well, Meister swinging at the 2-1 pitch. And 2 consecutive times, Trout had a stolen base. And just like that, base is clear with 2 down.
Anytime you're going on a hit and run, that was a straight steal.
Straight steal, yep.
You got to let a pitch go. As a hitter, especially you have to have trust in your swing. You got to let one of those pitches go to give your leadoff batter with that type of speed. 9 stolen bases in 12 attempts for Trout.
They got him.
Yeah, give him an opportunity to steal that base.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Albert steps in with nobody out, or pardon me, nobody on and 2 outs. But you go back to that situation. You take a strike there, give your leadoff man an opportunity to steal second base. At worst case scenario, it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. You're looking for a ground ball to the right side, at the very least, to advance him to third base.
That's all about putting pressure on a young pitcher like Noesi. May not feel real strong going on 3-day rest. Want to give them many opportunities as possible as far as having guys in scoring position. You pitch much differently when you're in guys in scoring position.
Albert with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. He was 2 for 4 last night, picking up his 12th double. Also had a single, hitting .241 on the year. This one fouled back. Albert reaching for that fastball away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
They had been throwing lots of fastballs in on the hands of Pujols and then go slider away.
2-2. This one broken bat looper down the left field line. Carp got a good jump on it. He'll come over and make the catch. The inning comes to an end. 1 complete here at the Big A. No score. How about enjoying a couple of pops and the Hula Girls? Top of the second.
That's a fantastic look.
Yeah, why not? 1 in Rome. Jerome Williams had himself a 1-2-3 first inning. Montero, Smoke, and Saunders for Seattle here in the second. Swinging first pitch is Montero, and he fouls it off to the right. 0-1 count for the DH. The Zeus had a 1-for-4 game yesterday. Had a base hit late in the game, hitting .259 with 7 home runs at 27 runs batted in, 10 doubles and no triples. You see the on-base percentage just below 300. See Noesi coming over from the New York Yankees in the offseason, part of the Pineda deal. Here's the 1-1 down low. 2 balls and a strike. Jerome Williams faced the Mariners 2 starts ago, and that was on the 26th up at Safeco. Picked up the win. In 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, struck out 5 and walked 2. That snapped a string of 6 road starts without a victory. This one's bounced foul. You see the frustration on Montero on that pitch. 2-2 now.
And it looks like it's a good fastball to hit, but with that good sinking action from Jerome, it's very difficult to be able to hit it anywhere but onto the ground.
Breaking pitch, that is bounced foul behind Jeff Datz, the third base coach for the Seattle Mariners. There's Jeff. It's with Eric Wedge. Eric was managing the Cleveland Indians. This is a base hit to right field. Montero going the opposite way. First base runner for Seattle. That'll bring up Justin Smoak, the first baseman.
Now let's take a look at our AT&T U versus replay. That comes September 7th of 2011. Jerome against this Seattle club. This absolutely dominated them. Through 84 pitches in 8 innings. Had a good two-seam fastball. His breaking pitch was outstanding that day. Just throwing strike after strike and having that commitment and working the ball down in the zone and getting ground ball outs.
Is that the series that Trayvon Robinson made that catch in left field?
I think that was. I know
right.
It was when he got called up there. Oh, that was an unbelievable play for him.
Justin Smoak takes a fastball away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Jerome, a lot of success against this Mariner team. 3 wins against them. Utilizing that two-seam fastball away against the majority of these left-handed hitters.
1-1. Smoak went 0 for 4 last night, hitting .235 with 10 home runs and 29 runs batted in. Switch hitter, of course, hit from the left side with Jerome out there. Smoak hitting .245 from this side of the plate, .211 from the right. Missing in. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. Both teams with a hit. Mike Trout with a leadoff single. Is doubled up on Usteris' decision on a 2-1 pitch. A swing away with Trout taking off on the pitch, and Mike got doubled up. And Albert flied out to left in the bottom of the first. Montero with a short lead, and Smoak hits one out toward right center field. Borges drifting over to his left is there. There's the first out here in the second.
Couple of pitches up this inning for Jerome. Pitch up, Montero hit the right field. We haven't seen Montero hit many pitches that way since coming over from the Yankees. With the New York Yankees, with that short porch in right field, right center field, he was having that swing as far as inside out going the other way. But since we saw him up in Seattle at Safeco trying to pull everything, but that time he kept his hands back, and then Smoak had a pitch to hit, just missed out when Borges ran it down.
Saunders takes the off-speed pitch downstairs. He was batting in the 8th spot last night. And he certainly didn't have any problems with Garrett Richards last night. Ended up going 3 for 4 with a home run, a single, and a double in that order. The home run was his 6th of the year. 20 runs batted in. This one lined into center field. So 2 hits in the inning for Seattle. Puts runners at first and second with 1 out, and Miguel Olivo coming up. Hey folks, on June 16th, the Angels postgame summer concert series returns with a country concert featuring Chris Cagle, presented by SRS Sound in association with Budweiser, Jeep, and K-Frog. Purchase your tickets today at angels.com/concerts.
Well, Saunders continues to swing the bat well in his last 8 games, hitting .417. Now go up a little bit more with that approach, going back up the middle.
Olivo did not play yesterday. Jaso actually got the start behind the plate. First one is outside. Olivo got the start in Monday's game. Ended up going 2 for 4. Pardon me, 2 for 5. RBI single and a double. A couple of runs scored. Seattle taking that one. 8-6 the final. This one is pulled foul into the seats on the third base side.
Another pitch up in the strike zone.
In the first inning, he looked very good, very sharp, keeping pitches down in the strike zone. Had a 1-2-3 inning. Here in the second, elevating some pitches.
Yeah, that last one looked like he dropped his elbow, got around that breaking pitch. Fortunately enough, Oliva pulled that one foul.
Two balls and a strike. Falling behind hitters here in the second as well. Montero, the base runner, at second base, and Saunders over at first. Ground ball here gets you out of the inning. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
That was a cut fastball that stayed middle of the plate. And you're ideal location for that cut fastball against a right-handed batter. You want to start on the outside corner and have it break off the plate. Too much of the plate for that pitch.
Two on its way. Breaking pitch. Got him swinging. Down goes Olivo. 2 down.
Real nice adjustment on that one for Jerome. Sometimes during the course of a sequence of pitches you throw, you can make some mistakes, but sometimes you get away with them, and then you make an adjustment and you throw a perfect pitch like that. A good curveball from Jerome Williams.
So 2 outs, 2 on. Mike Carp, the left fielder, at the plate. That one just missed down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Carp last night 0 for 3, hitting just 160 on the year with 4 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Another one of those young players on this roster for Seattle. It's down in the dirt. Montero started to break toward third, then stopped.
Nice job by Hank Conger behind the plate. The ball in the dirt. Was able to get enough of the baseball to keep it in front of him, and then quick after it kept Montero at second base.
A visit to the mound by Conger. Mentioned Carp, just 25 years of age. He'll be 26 next month. Originally a Mets 9th round pick in 04. Part of a huge 3-team deal with the Mets, the Indians, and the Mariners in 2008. Franklin Gutierrez also part of that deal, coming from Cleveland to Seattle. As Jerome falls behind at 3 balls and no strikes with Brendan Ryan on deck. No score here in the second. Leadoff single by Montero, a fly ball to center by Smoke, single by Saunders, and a strikeout of Olivo. Swinging, and that is looped down the left field line, and that's going to go for extra bases. Montero's going to score. Saunders with good speed is being waved in. The throw from Mike Trout is cut off, and Seattle leads it 2-0. Mike Carp picks up his 3rd double of the year. His 11th and 12th runs batted in.
Again, 3-0. You know you're going to be up there hacking. You can't give in all of a sudden, especially even though you don't have the open base at first. You have an open base at third base, and Brendan Ryan had been struggling swinging the bat. Has been great in the field. You don't have to give in necessarily. You don't want to throw that fastball right down the middle of the plate also.
So Seattle strikes first in this one. And here's Brendan Ryan, 6th man to bat here in the second inning. Swinging first pitch and pops it up. Meister stirs near the foul line, makes the catch. The inning comes to an end, but Seattle picks up a couple of runs on 3 hits. We hit the bottom of the second. It's 2-0 Mariners. There's the hula girl that was given away before the game today. It's a good look. She's happy.
She's very happy about it.
Now she doesn't care if it's a dashboard hula girl or not.
No.
At least not at this juncture. You, on the other hand, a little bit different. Kendrys Morales takes outside. It'll be Morales, Trumbo, and Kendrick here in the second. Morales had a 1-for-4 game yesterday. To the strike to even the count. 288 with 6 home runs, 20 runs batted in. The Angels have had back-to-back multi-homer games. Kendrys did it on Monday. Trumbo did it last night. Halos now with 54 home runs on the year. It's an 8th in the American League in that category. Trumbo, the team leader with 12. He's on deck. 2-1 pitch. Downstairs, 3 balls and a strike.
The need to stay patient for a pitch to drive. Torii Hunter always talking and working with Mike Trout. It's invaluable for a young player to be able to talk to somebody like Torii Hunter about not only what to look for at the plate, but what to do in the outfield and the way certain balls are hit in the alley or straight at you. I learned so much from that.
Yeah, leadoff walk to Morales. Second straight inning in which the Angels have had their leadoff man on board. But unlike the first, Morales will not be trying to straight steal here. Mark Trumbo stepping to the plate. 4-for-4 night last night. 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in, hitting .337 now on the season. 12 home runs, 31 runs batted in. Also has 14 doubles and 1 triple at .337 average. Good for 3rd in the American League. Sinking fastball missing down and in. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Noesky can be tough on right-handed batters. Right-handed batters only hitting .193 against him, but he has given up 6 home runs. Right-handed batters, lefties, a little more success at .262.
Trumbo did touch Noesky for a home run, a leadoff home run in the 7th of that game up at Safeco. There's the 1-0. Fouls it off to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mark. Pointed out that Noesky pitching on 3 days rest, but because he was knocked out early in that game against the White Sox, he only threw 68 pitches. 1-1 pitch, fastball, strike on the outside corner, 1-2.
So far, good life on the fastball. He's on a number of fastballs at 95, locating him well so far. He does get hurt, though, when he throws his slider at times. It gets flat on him. Becomes a hittable pitch.
One, 2. This one's fouled back. Down remains to the ball and 2 strikes.
And that was that flat slider right over the middle of the plate, just high enough that Mark Trumbo fouled that straight back. Look for him to try to throw a fastball after that last bad breaking pitch.
Got another one. Fouls it off to the right. This situation, you know, you got a guy up at the plate that has terrific power. You've seen the 2 sliders you've just thrown, and he's fouled them back. Do you go back away with a fastball?
I think the ideal thing would go fastball inside, because Trumbo's got to be looking away, whether for fastball or that slider again. But you got to have a lot of confidence you're going inside. Going to go upstairs with the fastball.
And Trumbo punches it into right field, a base hit. Morales will stop at second. So the first 2 have reached for the Angels here in the second. Howie Kendrick coming up.
Well, that's impressive when you think about it. Be able to get your hands up and through that baseball, a high fastball, and still get through it on a level swing. Just great balance, not a lot of movement in his head. It's That chin hits the back shoulder. That's what you want as a hitter. You want to keep your chin on that back shoulder as you follow through. That means you're not flying open. It's a rocket in the right field.
Howie showing bunt, drops the bunt on the third base side. Noesi looks to third, fires to first. Will go down as a sacrifice. Morales advances to third base and Trumbo to second.
Well, that's pretty athletic play by Noesi, because a lot of times when you field that ball and you look to third and no one there, you panic. He kept himself under control and made a strong throw over to first base. Job well done by Howie Kendrick. Against both base runners now in the scoring position for Eric Aybar.
Seager is playing in at third. Smoke just behind the bag at first with Aybar at the plate. Middle infielders back. 2-0 Seattle here in the second. Eric swings and drives one out to center field. Shot has got a late break on it. Still going back. It's over his head. Kendrys Morales will easily score. Trumbo stopped at third. An RBI double fire. Aybar, and it's 2-1 Seattle.
Well, you're sitting at home, you're wondering why doesn't Mark Trumbo score on that ball, because initially he's looking to be able to tag up on the ball as Saunders covers a lot of ground in center field. Did a very good job as far as getting back and fielding that off the one hop off the wall and getting it right back in. But a better approach for Eric Aybar, driving the ball in the air. That's what you want to try to do with a man on third, is hit the ball in the air. But Saunders, a great job, fields the ball with the bare hand, wheels around it. There was a perfect throw to the relay man, keeping Trumbo at third.
Infield back with one out, runners at second and third. Aybar with his 8th double of the year, 13th run batted in. And Conger swings and lost one in the air toward left center field. Should be deep enough. Trumbo tags. The throw from Karp goes to third base. This game is tied at 2, and Karp throw goes all the way toward the dugout. Aybar rounds third. He will stay there. Seager does a nice job of tracking that baseball down. Sacrifice fly for Hank Conger. Picks up his first RBI of the season.
Again, another good approach. We talked about great approaches last night. You want to get the baseball in the air to be able to get Trumbo home third. And Karp did the right thing throwing the ball into third base, because there's no way he's going to throw at Trumbo, but no one there at the base to be able to cover it. When Seager had to run down there and be able to get to that baseball, Noesi not even around to be able to be a backup man. As a pitcher there, you kind of float between third base and home plate on that situation, but he was not there.
So man at third, 2-2 tie. Here's Peter Borges. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Peter hitting .215 on the year with a home run and 9 runs batted in. First start of the series. We've seen him as a pinch runner and defensive replacement. Last start came on Sunday. That was a 7-3 Texas win. Breaking ball again. This one out of the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Borges went 1 for 3 in that game against Texas. There's a 7-game hitting streak.
But it appears Noesi doesn't have good command of his breaking stuff tonight so far. Fastball has been good. Breaking pitch, not so good.
Downstairs. Top of the order, Mike Trout on deck. Nice job by the Angels offense. And Seattle put 2 on the board at the top of the inning. The Halos responding with 2 of their own so far here in the bottom of the second. 2-1 pitch to Borges. Chops this one foul. 2-2. This inning started with the walk by Kendrys Morales. A single by Trumbo. Sac bunt by Kendrick. An RBI double by Aybar, and a sac fly by Conger. Aybar now over at third as he moved over there on the wild throw. Swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Olivo. He'll have to throw on to first. The inning comes to an end, but the Angels tie things up on a couple of hits and leave a man at third. 2 in the books. We're knotted up at 2. Eric Ibar with an RBI double. Played the Angels' first run. Hank Conger tied it up with a sacrifice flies. We start the third. All squared up at 2. Seattle will bring up the top of their order now. Suzuki, Ackley, and Seager here against Jerome Williams.
Well, it was good to see the offense pick Jerome up right away. After Seattle scores 2 at the top of the second, the offense come right back. Eric Ibar with his 8th double this season. Driving in a run. Just good approaches. Good Angel baseball. Howie Kendrick sacrifice, got 2 runners in scoring position.
Jerome Williams throwing his 31st pitch of the night. This one's a strike. 0-1 count on Ichiro. Grounded out to start this game off. Over to Howie Kendrick. 0 for 10 in the series. That pitch missing again. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 2,455 career hits for Ichiro Suzuki. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Heard rumblings that up in Seattle, a lot of Mariner fans starting to get a little upset with Ichiro's lack of performance this season. It was in the 3-spot or now the leadoff spot. Is that pitch missing? It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You mentioned the success the Angels have had against him and on the mound so far to be able to change speeds, pitch inside. He's a .301 career hitter against the Angels. Well, if you can change speeds on the outer half, then you can make him aware of that pitch, and you can get him out inside with a fastball.
2-2. Swing and a foul tip that got Hank. The count remains at 2-2. Hank can get the opportunity to catch his breath here. That one went in through the side door. Might be speaking at a slightly higher octave now. This one pulled to the right side. Howie with a dive, gets it, picks up, fires the first, they get up. Nice play by Howie Kendrick, first down and 3rd.
And so far in this game, Howie looks focused. He's made 3 plays in the field. A nice job as far as sacrifice and bunt. Moving Morales and Trumbo into scoring position last inning. Great play, diving in that outfield grass, getting up. No, you have to get rid of the ball quickly with Ichiro running down the line. Gets him by half a step.
Great angle, too. Cutting out toward the outfield grass. An opportunity to get to that baseball.
And then staying low with his throw, not standing straight up, staying low. The better chance of throwing that ball quickly and accurately over to Pujols.
Dustin Ackley looks at a strike. He also grounded out to Kendrick in the first. He's 0 for 1. This one, Luke's foul. No balls and 2 strikes. It's great talking with Garrett Richards today before batting practice as we congratulated him on his first major league win. But the one thing that Garrett said is he was talking about the approach against his Seattle team. Is you got a lot of left-handed batters, and their power swing is to the pull side, of course. So with that sinking fastball that he had last night, and obviously that Jerome possesses, live on that outer half of the plate. Exactly. Strikes out, swinging, 2 down.
That's exactly right. Until the hitters make that adjustment and start hitting the ball well the other way again, so you can live on that outer half all day long as it's down in the strike zone. Cut fastball. It's a swing and miss. 3rd strikeout of the game for Jerome. Again, I like what Garrett was saying, how he realized he went over the scouting reports with Hank Conger, saw what Seattle was successful with early in that series, the first game. A lot of pitches on the inner half, driving it well. Power swings that way. Made the adjustment, 94, 95, 96 with the sinking fastball. Lived out there. And then, of course, he can go inside, and he had a nice slider to go along with a good curveball, too.
1-0 pitch to Seager, and this is rolled foul. Good off-speed pitch. A ball and a strike on the Mariner third baseman, who struck out to end the first inning. Jerome Williams with 3 strikeouts, no walks, 3 hits allowed, all 3 coming into second inning.
Seattle with great numbers on the road. They have played a lot more road games, 36 as compared to his 22 at home, but 256 batting average, 42 home runs on the road.
This one line foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jerome trying to have his second 1-2-3 inning. And he does. A breaking pitch that gets Seager looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Williams. We at the bottom of the third. Still tied at 2. The Los Angeles Angels that may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Angels Baseball LP. Jerome and Hank talking things over as we start at the bottom of the third. This game tied at 2. 1, 2, and 3 for the Angels. Trout, Asturias, and Pujols.
It's good to see that smile on Howie's face. He's been struggling of late. Made some good plays in the field, and granted, just a sacrifice bunt, but he tracked that well, did the little things to help the team put himself in position to tie it up, and they did. Those little things you need out of Howie, and see him with his smile, the confidence. Even we saw him before the game, he just looked a little bit different. He was ready to have a solid game tonight.
2 balls and a strike on Trout, who had a base hit at the bottom of the first to right field. 1 for 1. Doubled up on the Asturias pop-up. Trout was going on the pitch.
For a young hitter, Trout sees a lot of pitches during the course of it at bat.
Two 1. Chopper to third. Seager has it going to his left. 1 out. And be sure to log on to FoxSportsWest.com. Check out all the features that are on the website. How the West was won the battle against the Texas Rangers. Seattle, of course, Oakland. UCLA baseball off to the Super Regionals. And the Kings and Stanley Cup final coverage.
You'll still see some coverage of the Kings because they weren't able to close it out tonight.
Nope. Devils won it. What was the final? 2-1?
3-1. Empty netter.
Empty netter. With Meister stirs. Takes a strike. So Kings still with a 3-1 lead in the Stanley Cup finals. Meister popped out, as we told you, in the first. He's 0 for 1. Seattle with a couple of runs, 3 hits, 1 error, 1 left on base. The Angels with 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Also have stranded 1. Pitches down low. It's 2-1. Seattle's already had 4 3-city road trips. I'm talking about that in Monday's game. This is their 37th game on the road this year. This is game number 59 for them.
It's amazing how many games they played on the road.
3-1. That is outside. A one-out walk puts Asterios on board for Albert Pujols. I mean, conversely, you look at the Angels. They're 16-13 at home, 13-15 out on the road. Evenly split. And that's kind of how the season started. 1 week at home, 1 week on the road. Kind of alternating through the first month and a half of thereabouts.
Yeah, you got a long road trip coming up before too long. Go to, Baltimore, Toronto, Cleveland. Tough travel playing up in Seattle.
Albert broke his bat in the first inning with a fly ball to left field, so he's 0 for 1. He's thrown 39 pitches, 22 have been strikes. 1 punch out and a couple of walks. Angels have a travel day tomorrow going up to Denver. Technically a 6-game road trip. 3 in Colorado and 3 against the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine.
Mike Scioscia has said you might see Albert Pujols at least once in each series on this road trip. Once in Colorado, once at Dodger Stadium, played third base, and Kendrys Morales playing first base.
Breaking pitch, pulled foul. No balls and 2 strikes.
Back-to-back breaking pitch that hung over the middle of the plate. Albert took that first one, but that one out in front just enough to pull it foul.
Oh, 2 count on Pujols. Asterios standing at first base via the walk. Morales on deck. You see Olivo setting up outside. This one is popped up. Hackley going out into the outfield grass makes the catch, 2 down.
Albert shaking his head there. He had 3 pitches to hit well in that at bat. Took that one breaking pitch, the first one, that spun the middle of the plate. The next one he pulled foul, and then even that pitch didn't exactly go where Noesi wanted to throw it.
Morales drew the leadoff walk in the second. Eventually came around to score. No official at bat for him. Good numbers of his last 7 starts offensively. Looks at a strike. Seeing the approach even in this series from the left side of the plate. A much better approach, driving the baseball. Hit one out to the deep part of the left field corner yesterday, the opposite way. Carp ended up tracking down, but something we hadn't seen a whole lot of from Kendrys through the first couple of months. Most infielders were really overshifting. 3 infielders on the right side, chasing the off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2. If he can get back to using the entire field, kind of neutralize the defense a little bit.
Yeah, he has great gap-to-gap power. Kendrys does, so both sides of the plate. Just got to lay off that slow breaking pitch down and in. They just swung at it, but last time against Noesi in Seattle, 0-2 pitch, he hit out. He's looking for another mistake here, potentially by Noesi.
Oh, 2 hammered out to right field. Ichiro wants this one fly. Gone! Big fly for Kendrys Morales. 4-2 Angels.
Kendrys is starting to swing that bat now. That's why you see Mike Scioscia wanting to find a way to get him in the field when you play a National League team in their ballpark. No DH. And that mistake was made. 0-2 once again, just like up in Seattle. And he did not miss this one. This ball is a long way out. Torrey said that baseball is screaming out of the ballpark. It's his 4th home run this season versus Seattle for Kendrys Morales.
Seventh of the year, now with 22 runs batted in. Yeah, as we said, he's been swinging the bat fairly well of late. Trumbo chases the breaking ball in the dirt. 0-2 count on the mark. Got a base hit to right field. And scored a run in the second. Trumbo bouncing this one over to Seager at third base. Throw him out to end the inning, but the Angels take the lead. 2-run shot by Kendrys Morales, 7th of the season, 3 in the books. The Angels lead this one 4-2. Kendrys Morales explaining to Mike Scioscia how you get it done on the 0-2 pitch.
Mike Scioscia said, when I was behind the plate calling those pitches for my pitchers, I made sure that ball was out of the strike zone. I wouldn't give you that fastball right down the middle of the plate to hit out.
4-2 Angels here in the top of the 4th inning. Jesus Montero lead things off against Jerome Williams. The first one is a breaking ball for a strike. Jerome tonight twice has retired the side in order. The first and third innings. A little trouble in the second, elevating some pitches. Montero actually started things off with a base at the right field. This one's a swing and a foul tip. 0-2 count.
Now you have a chance to go about a baseball or 2 baseballs off the plate, away. Either a fastball or a slider. You see a swing like that, you're tempted to go fastball inside, but when you see a guy expanding his strike zone like that, you got to go away.
Popped up. And Jerome may have gotten away with one, a backup breaking pitch, and Kendrick makes a catch for out number 1. Justin Smoak coming to the plate. We will take a look at our AT&T trivia question for this evening. Ichiro, 270 hits versus the Angels' 3rd most ever by any player. Who are the top 2? One's got to be a Hall of Famer, you would think. Smoak takes the off-speed pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Smoak with a fly ball to center field to second. He's 0 for 1. Two balls, no strikes now. .49 pitches for Jerome. 32 have been strikes. He's picked up 4 strikeouts. No walks issued. 3 hits allowed, all 3 coming in the second inning. Jerome in that last start against Texas through 93 pitches. Picking up the victory. 2-2. Speaking of Texas, they are up at the Coliseum, trailing Oakland 1-0. That game just in the 4th. 4-game series between those two teams. Swing and a miss. Down goes Smoke as Conger applies the tag. 2 down.
Well, Jerome has so many out pitches, but over the course of the game, there's going to be times where one pitch goes away from you. But this curveball has been very good for him this entire game so far. 12-6 break on that. His fastball has been pretty good. At times his slider and cut fastball have flattened out on him, but the curveball and fastball have been very effective for him.
So 5 punch outs now for Jerome, and here is Michael Saunders, who had a base hit into center field in that 3rd inning. 1 for 1. A breaking pitch just missing outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Saunders starting to come around offensively for Seattle. Back-to-back 3-hit games against Texas last week. This one's up and away, 3-0. 3-hit game last night. And a hit already tonight.
And a lot of base hits right up the middle. That usually means you're going to sustain a hit streak for a while when you hit the baseball hard up the middle.
He's also just 25 years of age. Native of Victoria, British Columbia. 11th round pick by the Mariners in 2004. Three-one pitch. This one yanked into right field, a base hit. The baseball looks like a beach ball to Michael Saunders all of a sudden. The 2-out knock puts a man on. And Miguel Olivo coming to the plate.
Good jump on a cut fastball there. One of these baseballs he's hit the last 2 games have been hit extremely hard. Good speed at first base. 8 stolen bases in 11 attempts.
Quick check over on Saunders, able to get back in there. Olivo a strikeout victim in the second. 0 for 1. Saunders takes off. The pitch is an off-speed one, and it's upstairs. Picked the right pitch to go on. The man in scoring position now with the 1-ball, no strike count on Olivo.
9th stolen base against Jerome in 10 attempts. One thing that's very difficult for a catcher, once Jerome makes the commitment to going home, he's around 1-4 to the plate, which is on the slower side. He has 2 pickoffs, so that's where he slows down the running game. He holds the ball well and has a good pickoff move. But when he delivers the baseball home, it's not real fast and gives a base stealer an opportunity to steal a base.
1-0 pitch upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. There's a strike, 2-1. Now the 2-1 outside. 3 balls and a strike with Mike Carp on deck. Carp had that 2 RBI double in the second. Strom had the first 2 outs here in the 4th inning. A pop-up by Montero. The strikeout of Smoke. Fell behind on Saunders before giving up the base hit. Full count.
And one of those backup cut fastballs got away with. Now you wonder if he's going to go to his curveball right now. He's been effective with that pitch. The cut fastball hasn't been consistent for him in the game so far. The majority of his strikeouts have been on good curveballs.
3-2. Popped him up on the breaking pitch out to shallow center. Howie Kendrick's going out there. Borges couldn't find the baseball, and Howie will corral it to end the inning. Man stranded in scoring position as they hit the bottom of the 4th. 4-2 Angels.
Brought to you by the new wireless receiver from AT&T U-verse. Visit AT&T.com/free your TV. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax. Start here. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on.
Halos up by the score of 4-2. We start at the bottom of the 4th inning. Howie Kendrick, Eric Ibar, Hank Congress, 6, 7, and 8 for the Angels here. First from Hector Noessy's a fastball up and away. Howie with a sacrifice bunt in the second, so no official at bat for him. Looks at an off-speed pitch and missing low. Noessy thought that was pretty close. 2 balls and no strikes. Noessy with 1 strikeout, 2 walks.
So far, Howie's tracked 2 pretty good pitches and took them.
Now the 3-0. He walked him on 4 straight ones. 3rd time in this game, the Angels have had their leadoff man on board. We go back to our AT&T trivia question. Which 2 guys have more career hits against the Angels? George Brent, Carl Yastrzemski.
2 Hall of Famers.
His godson was drafted today. Not his godson, pardon me, his grandson was drafted today. I'm trying to think of the team. But Yastrzemski's grandson out of Vanderbilt.
I heard he was a good player.
Ibar takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Now I'm starting to feel a little bit old. When you hear those names start to pop up. The grandson of Carl Yastrzemski.
What are you trying to say now? You are starting to feel old.
Well, you are. I mean, that's just that goes without saying. You're not really that much older than I am, but
I just feel older.
I just like to give you grief.
Remember, George Brett got his 3,000th career hit here at the Big A.
Carl Willis, the pitching coach, is going to come out. There's action in the Seattle Mariners bullpen. It's the left-hander Charlie Furbush. Loosening in the pen. Playing catch rather quickly. There's trouble. Six straight balls issued by Hector Noesi. Ibar had the RBI double in the second inning. Seager playing in on the grass at third base. Howie takes off. The 2-0 pitch is lofted in the air down the left field line, tailing away from Carpenter into the seats.
Boy, another tremendous jump against Noesi. A base runner for the Angels. Howie was almost at the base. I think we saw Mike Trout in the first inning. Noesi not really paying attention or trying to be quick. He does have a slide step. That's a move a pitcher uses to be able to utilize being quicker to the plate. Don't lift the leg up, that front leg up much in this glide towards home.
Two 2-1 pitch. This one fouled off the left again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hank Conger on deck.
I think getting back to that whole thought process of pitching on 3-day rest. Sometimes it's more of the mental aspect than your actual stuff. I mean, if you think, okay, I'm on my normal rest, my routine is messed up, it's altered. The reality is his fastball has been there. It's just been his breaking pitches. You got to forget about the fact it's been 3 days because it doesn't really matter. He's a young pitcher with a good arm. The command has not been there for him.
Didn't throw that many pitches in that last outing. Do you find it that the fastball is usually there, even on short rest?
I loved it when we did that in Kansas City on 3-day rest. We did it a couple seasons at times. I liked it because you don't really feel overly strong, so you're better with command of your fastball.
Try to go with the backdoor breaking ball. Full count now. A little different for you, though, being a sinker ball, because you like the fatigue. More sink on the pitches.
That's why you saw like Derek Lowe, something like that, or Kevin Brown. Guys like that like to throw on 3-day rest because you weren't overthrowing your fastball. You had better sink action. Wesley has a good sinking fastball, but predominantly he's going upstairs with his 95-mile-an-hour fastball. That command has not been there.
See if Howie takes off here with a 3-2 count, nobody out. Kendrick does take off. The 3-2 rolled over to Smoke. So they stay out of the double play. 1 out. Kendrick in the scoring position for Hank Conger. Hank with a sacrifice fly in the second inning, picking up his first RBI this year. And now Noesi wants to talk things over with Olivo yet again. Man in scoring position, make sure they're on the same page. 58 pitches thrown by the tall right-hander. Furbush is ready to go in the bullpen if Eric Wedge needs to make the moves.
I think Olivo wants Noesi to be aware of the fact that Verrier looked back to second base. Howie's trying to time it. He doesn't. Verrier's will look back once and just keep continuing that pattern. As a base stealer, it's so easy to steal third base that way.
Brendan Ryan trying to keep him close to the bag. Big hole on the left side of the infield. And Hank loops one out towards center field. Saunders coming on. 2 outs.
See Peter Bourjos get a base hit, get his 10th RBI. He's not at an RBI since May 7th. And get that confidence back. I think shorten the stride like he did last year when he made that adjustment in the second half of the season. Good level swing and hit the ball on the ground or on the line.
That May 7th game sounds like the day that he had the inside the park home run at Target Field. So Kendrick in scoring position with 2 outs. And Peter looks at a fastball for a strike. Borges struck out in the second, the only punch out that Noessy's picked up. This game started with Seattle scoring twice in the second inning. The Angels tied it up in the bottom of the frame. And the Halos with a 2-run home run by Kendrys Morales in the third as Borges swings and misses there. The good old Roger Lodge has informed us that it was Seattle that took Carl Yastrzemski's grandson out of Vanderbilt.
Helping out, getting ready for the game every day. And this is good information.
Oh, 2 pitch. This one's pulled over to short. Brendan Ryan has it. The inning comes to an end. The Angels get a leadoff walk at Stranham in scoring position. For the books. The Angels still lead at 4-2. His groove on before the game, before batting practice. Of course, the Hula Girl giveaway. But what idiot would come to the ballpark wearing a lei? But you know what? Torrey Hunter is one of those guys that can certainly pull it off here. What a terrific game we've got so far. The Angels getting a 2-run home run by Kendrys Morales. Looks like he's got that swing back.
Yeah, good approaches. And, of course, Jerome Williams getting a good as far as his curveball over the plate, working down in the strike zone. Howie Kendrick, a lot of energy out in the field today.
Jerome Williams back out to try to stymie the Seattle Mariners. Been a little bit hit or miss. The breaking ball's been a little flat for him. But he's still picked up 5 strikeouts with no walks. The first one here is a strike on Mike Carp. Carp had a 2 RBI double in the second. His 3rd double of the year. Now with 12 runs batted in. Pulls this one foul. Sharply hit. Wide of the bag at first. It's quickly 0-2. Jerome came into this inning having thrown just 63 pitches. 40 have been strikes. This one fouled off the left. Count remains at 0-2. It'll be Carp, Ryan, and Suzuki here in the 5th for Seattle. It's 8-9-1.
I wonder if Jerome might try to go upstairs with a fastball.
Came inside. Ball and 2 strikes. Hey, if we get you a grass skirt, do you mind showing us the hula dance? This one just missed again. Hank holding that for Todd Tichenor, the home plate umpire. It's 2-2.
Excuse me, did you say something?
Yeah, the grass skirt thing.
No. Good fastball again. That's the second time we've seen in this game a 2-seam fastball not called on the inner half.
Cart bounces this one to Howie Kendrick. He's got it. 1 out. Hey, on June 17th, the Angels conclude their series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's a 12:35 start. The first 25,000 fans in attendance ages 18 and over will receive a Father's Day potholders and mitt, courtesy of Pizza Hut, while supplies last. Purchase tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or log on at angels.com. Boy, have a mitt. That.
That's an amazing giveaway.
There's no doubt. So is this Lewis skirt that I brought in for you. It's an extra large. And it says ages 14 plus. So what do you think, big guy? Want to bust out the hula skirt?
Probably not.
Torrey Hunter's man enough to do it. Brendan Ryan trying to show butt and actually offered at the pitch, and it's 0-1. Look, man, if you're not going to get on Twitter, at least put on the skirt.
Yeah, why not? That's a fair trade. There's no question about it.
Oh, what a pitch. Bouncer short. Backhanded by Ibar, 2 down. I mean, the masses want to hear from you on Twitter. You decide that you don't want to play along.
I have no internet at my house right now. Trust me. It's down for the count.
All right, so we've got an in-booth camera here. You put on the grass skirt and, do your thing, I guess. Here's Ichiro.
I'm not so sure Torrey would approve of that, though.
Oh,
it's his show right now.
You know what? I'm going to ask him tomorrow. I'm going to bring the skirt back for Denver.
Oh, yeah.
It's only going to be 90 degrees in Denver. Ichiro takes outside. It'll just seem like you're in paradise. I'll even get you one of those fruity drinks with an umbrella in it.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Ichiro's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs to Howie. This one off the end of the bat. Ibar has it and bobbles it.
Well, the speed of Ichiro forced Ibar to hurry up his play and ends up making an error today here on that ground ball.
Tough error, but an error nonetheless. Off the end of the bat, a lot of spin on that baseball, and it just.
Well, he looked up to see where Ichiro was down the line. He still has that great arm strength. He has a chance to throw him out. Well, you can almost guarantee Ichiro is going to be trying to steal a base. He's got 8 stolen bases at 8 attempts.
He's still hitless in the series. Second time he has reached. He did reach on a fielder's choice in Monday's game.
Androme with 2 pickoffs this year.
Error for Eric is 8th of the year. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Ackley today has grounded to second base and has struck out, so that makes him 0 for 2. Good off speed. Evens the count.
A little slide step, too. Very difficult for a hitter to stay back with the pitcher utilizing a slide step and throwing the changeup.
This one down the left field line. Tough play. Trout going toward the foul line. Dives, and he can't make the play. The ball bounds into the seat, so it's going to go as a ground rule double. That helps the Angels as Ichiro has to stay at third base. A 2-out double for Ackley, his 12th of the year.
And what a great effort by Trout. Had a good read on the baseball, did everything he could to try to cover all that ground. Unfortunately for the Angels, that ball bounced into the stands. Well, he didn't miss it by a lot, just tipped his glove. What an effort. All of a sudden now, after the error by Eric Ibar, you get a second and third. Tying runs on base. There's a huge at bat here for Jerome. It's Kyle Seager, who's hit the ball pretty well this season with 32 RBI for him.
0 for 2 tonight with a couple of strikeouts. Hits this one in the air to right and hit well. Trumbo going back onto the warning track near the wall. Leaps up, can't make the play. This game will be tied as Seager ends up at second. It's a 2 RBI double. 2 unearned runs because of the error by Ibar. And we're knotted up at 4.
Trumbo tries to time the leap just over his glove. Great job by Peter Bourjos being in position to back it up. We got a great view of how close he was to making that catch up against the wall.
RBIs 33 and 34 for Seager. Man at scoring position. That'll bring up Jesus Montero.
Look at our Mazda leaderboard as far as RBI this year for AL rookies. Montero at the top at 27. Cespedes with 25. He was out for a while. Mike Trout just behind him at 22. And Middlebrooks, another guy that's come in and done a nice job for Boston.
Trout and Middlebrooks not starting the season with their teams.
That's why you hear Kevin Youkilis' name being bantered around as a potential trade.
Oh, 1 count as Montero went around on that pitch. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a base hit. Gets jammed and rolls one up the middle. Howie's got it. No play. It's an infield base hit for Montero. So an error and 3 straight hits. A tie game. Runners at first and third, and Justin Smoke coming up.
And that's one of those plays, though, it may go unnoticed because it's going to be in the box score as a base hit, but that prevented a run. Howie was able to cover enough ground, keep that ball from getting into the outfield grass and preventing Seager from scoring the go-ahead run. There's a big play by Eric Ibar early in this homestand in which he dove on a ground ball up the middle, prevented a run from scoring, and the Angels ended up coming back and winning that game. It was against the Yankees.
First pitch, a strike. Seager standing at third, Montero at first. Here's the 0-1. Smoke taps it foul. An 0-2 count. Boy, what should have been a 1-2-3 inning. A ground ball to Eric Ibar has resulted in 2 runs coming across to Jerome, throwing some extra pitches here in the 5th.
He's still having a tough time commanding his cut fastball tonight, just trying to force that through. What you do as a pitcher, you try to muscle up on that pitch instead of just trusting your mechanics and follow that through to finish off a hitter.
1-2. Nineteen pitches thrown by Jerome here. One-two. Boy, Todd Tichenor has not flinched on that inside corner. The home plate umpire, it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Some home plate umpires will call the inside pitch, some will call the outside pitch. That one just barely off the inside corner, but a couple other times where Jerome has thrown that 2-seam fastball, it has hit the corner.
Swing and a miss, down goes Smoke. The inning finally comes to an end, but that error cost Jerome Williams 11 extra pitches and 2 big unearned runs. Head to the bottom of the 5th, tied up. The Angels here, Trout, Astures, and Pujols. Jerome and Hank hanging out on the bench. 7 men coming to the plate in the 5th inning for Seattle.
11 extra pitches after that error by Eric Ibar.
Noesi still in the game, delivers a strike. Trout today's 1 for 2, a base hit to right field and a ground out to third. Mariners about hit the Angels 7-4. Trout 5 for 9 in the series. This one's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Texas trailing Oakland 2-0 that game in the bottom of the 6th. There's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Took something off there. 1-2. We go back to a Hyundai key to the game.
Boy, again, under pressure. Putting a lot of pressure on Noesi. Coming on that 3-day rest. Working the count. Had some chances. 2 runs in the 2nd. 2 runs in the 3rd. He's made some quality pitches to get this deep in the game. Not necessarily a long ways into the game, but enough to be able to give himself a chance now with 66 pitches thrown on that breaking pitch off the plate. But a base runner here and might see him knocked out of the game.
Sean Kelly, the right-hander's up and loosening now. Noesi gave up the leadoff walk in the 4th and retired the next 3. Trout fouls this one back. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Astures on deck, Pujols to follow. First 4 innings, the Angels had their leadoff man on board 3 times and have scored just once in those innings. It's down and away, full count now.
See if Mike Trout can either get a base hit or a walk here.
3-2 and he pulls it foul.
Well, Noesi threw him a changeup.
That may have gotten a young fan there by the dugout. Another 3-2 on its way. Upstairs, and he walked him. Leadoff man is on board. That's the 4th walk issued by Noesi. We'll bring up Meister Astures. Taking a look at our Kia standings in the American League West. Texas with a 4.5-game lead over the Angels. And then you've got Seattle and Oakland knotted up at 9 games back. Bottom of the 6th inning at the Coliseum.
Basically, it comes down to you have to take care of your own business, be able to get an opportunity to have a really good homestand, be 6-3 if you can pull this one out tonight.
Bartolo Colon going for the A's. Meister showing, bunt takes upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Colby Lewis pitching for Texas.
I wonder if Mike Trout might get a straight steal here now. He's had a couple good jumps that 1st inning against him.
Quick throw to first and Trout back in there. Bunts it foul. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, with Seager Crest, you might see Mike Scioscia take the bunt off and go do a hit and run. Scioscia had one earlier in the game, but he popped it up. Trout was doubled up.
Good lead for Trout at first. Breaking pitch down low. Two balls and a strike. Nobody out here in the fifth. Tied at 4. Seattle getting 2 runs in the fifth inning. Kyle Seager with his 17th double of the year.
That's a really big lead for Trout. And when you're able, as a base stealer, you get at that size of a lead, you get back rather easily. You think in terms of maybe getting another half a step or so. And just go for the straight steal here. Instead of giving up and out, get into scoring position and still have Meister at the plate.
Larry Vanover explained to Justin Smoak where he applied the tag.
He's got those fingertips on the base before the tag was applied.
Trout takes off. The 2-1 is fouled off. Again, Meister chasing a pitch, unless it was a called hit and run, but a pitch that seemed to be off the plate. And so Trout has to head back to first.
Well, it didn't look like Trout was looking back. Usually if that's the case, if it's a hit and run, if it's a straight steal, you're just going looking straight at the base.
Might even have to start incorporating a take sign so that Trout can steal a base. This one gets away from Smoak. And Trout's going to end up at third. Easily end up at third.
Boy, that's that pressure you put on with speed. Speed forces you to alter your pickoff mood to try to be quicker to first base. The mistake was made. Hit the grass and got by Smoak. And once that gets by the first baseman, there's no doubt Trout is going to be standing on third.
Full count now with Pujols on deck.
A steady diet of off-speed pitches there, a changeup. You got to stay back. I think you might end up throwing another curveball or a changeup here too.
3-2, and he walked it, boy. And he walked him on a fastball that bounced out in front of the plate. Unfortunately for the Mariners, that ball hit Olivo. Kelly's been ready for a while. First and third, nobody out here. And here comes Pujols, who really has struggled against Noesi. It looks like Eric Wedge is going to make the move here, making the slow walk out. Back-to-back walks issued by Noesi to start this fifth inning.
Well, you think you almost have to make that move after that last pitch was short of the plate like that, trying to aim it.
That's going to be it for Noesi. We've got ourselves a pitching change here in the fifth. We're still tied at 4.
patty melt from Carl's Jr. With jalapenos, pepper jack cheese, and Santa Fe sauce, it's a spicy twist on a classic burger. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network, AT&T, rethink possible. And by Dodge.
Back here at the Big A, runners at first and third for the Angels. Hector Noesi departing with those two base runners. Albert Pujols swinging at the first pitch, comes up empty. Backup slider that was up in the strike zone, took a shot at it. It's 0-1. 2 walks issued by Noesi to Trout and to Asturias. Trout ending up at first base on the errant pickoff throw by Noesi. This one's popped up. Dustin Ackley will make the catch, and unable to score is Mike Trout, who remains at third. So 1 out and runners remaining at first and third.
And now it's time for Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. In the third inning, Kendrys Morales on an 0-2 fastball, turns on it, hits it out to right center field, his 7th home run of the season, 4th versus Seattle pitching this year. There's a Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light. And again, sliders and fastballs in against Pujols. Jammed them on the fastball. Kelly with a good fastball, 91 to 96 with good sink action. His out pitch, though, is slider.
Kendrys Morales with a walk in that 2-run home run. Ground ball to the left side. Brendan Ryan can't get it. That's in the left field. Trout will score, and the Angels back on top 5-4. 3 RBI game for Morales.
Boy, quiet hands threw that fastball away. You try to pull that baseball, that's going to be an inning double play. Stay back, let it travel deep, and hit that ball just past a very good shortstop in Brendan Ryan as he dives for it, but unable to make the play. But it's all about the approach for Kendrys, letting the ball travel and not trying to do too much. Don't try to pull it. Whatever the pitcher gives you, you go that way.
So Trumbull will face Kelly here with 1 out, runners at first and second. Asturias at second base, Morales at first. Mark tonight 1 for 2. That pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Kelly pitched in Monday's game, went 1/3 of an inning. Allowed 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Off the end of the bat on that slider. Evens the count at 1-1. Trumbo faced Kelly in the 8th inning of Monday's game and struck out against him. 5-4 Angels here in the 5th. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And Kelly's going to throw a lot of sliders. You just have to have some patience. And the more sliders you throw as a pitcher during the course of an at-bat, the more chance you're going to make a mistake with that pitch. So as a hitter, you try not to chase pitches out of the strike zone. Force them in the middle of the plate.
Olivo setting up back outside. Here comes the 2-1. Breaking pitch fouled back.
Hopefully he'll make another mistake, because that was definitely a mistake on that slider.
And those are the pitches that he was making mistakes on in Monday's game, kind of hanging those breaking pitches. Asturias with a huge lead at second base. Morales the trail runner at first. Swing and a miss. Going with another breaking pitch, 2 down.
Now this is a very good slider from Kelly here. Stayed on top, snapped it down below the knees. Okay. Howie Kendrick so far in this game, although this sacrifice bunt and a walk, he's tracked the baseball very well. From to go inside out approach on that breaking pitch.
Howie looks at a fastball for a strike. Oh, 2. Another breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Howie. Tonight a sacrifice bunt and a walk, so no official at bat for him. He has struggled in these situations, though, this season. Men in scoring position, just 9 for 47. That's a 191 batting average. 1-2. This was a base hit into right field. Howie with 2 strikes comes up big, and Sturris will score. And the Angels' lead is now 6-4. Great piece of hitting by Howie Kendrick.
Well, we just felt that all throughout the day, even during batting practice before the game, the preparation for Howie. Just looking comfortable, even though he swung at that pitch before in the dirt, stayed back. Think about the ability to hit a slider the other way. That's just a great swing from Howie Kendrick, going the other way, kept his hands back, tracked it well. That's the approach he needs to be successful, the inside-out approach.
So Morales standing at second, Kendrick standing at first. Howie with his 22nd run batted in. Here's Eric Ibar. 1 for 2 as he swings here. And hits one sharply to Justin Smoke. He'll take it himself. The inning comes to an end, but the Angels retake the lead. They get a couple of runs. We play 5 here at the Big A. 6-4 Angels.
Last night, Mark Trumbo, just a perfect swing here. Kept that still head right there through the baseball. Able to crush it. Same approach. The next at bat, same thing. Head still right through the baseball to be able to drive it. Did not have any head movement whatsoever. Hit both of those home runs to center field. That was our Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
First career 2-homer game last night. Michael Saunders leads things off here with the Angels up 6-4 in the top of the 6th. Saunders, Olivo, and Karp here against Jerome. Good location on that pitch. Quickly 0-2. Saunders tonight, 2 singles. Still a base and a run scored. Jerome Williams with 6 strikeouts, no walks, 7 hits allowed. One, 2 count. Two on its way. Fouled off the left.
Saunders is all over the hard pitches, whether it's a cut fastball or fastball. If Jerome has a changeup, which he does, not a bad time to throw one.
Keeps trying to get that inside corner.
Just getting around his cut fastball. To be an effective pitch, that's the one you have to have your hands on top and snap it at the very end.
Payoff pitch. Ground ball up the middle, and there's a base hit. Leadoff man is on board. Saunders with a 3-hit game, back-to-back 3-hit games. And that's after falling behind in this at-bat, and no balls and 2 strikes. Working to count to 4 and getting the knock.
The 7th hit in the series. A couple walks also. And definitely a threat to steal a base. A stolen base back in the 4th inning.
Picked an off-speed pitch to go. No throw from Hank Conger. Swing and a miss. 0-1 count on Miguel Olivo, the catcher. Olivo's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-up. There's a GoPro bullpen cam as Bobby Caswell is loosened. Third pitch of the night for Williams as a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
It's certainly been a battle for him tonight. He still has that ability to get a ground ball. If you leave it at the plate, if he gets a ground ball in an infield, a real good chance to turn it into a double play.
One pitch. Olivo pulls one over to the stairs. 1-0.
That ball was squared up. So we're at a good play on this one. Another pitch up in the strike zone.
Here's Mike Carp, who had a 2-run double. That came in the 2nd inning. Grounded out, leading off the 5th. 1 for 2 night. And that hit him. So a hit by pitch puts 2 men on. And Brendan Ryan coming to the plate.
We have pretty good indication here tonight that Jerome hasn't been comfortable throwing his cut fastball or commanding his fastball during the course of this game. And just looking over this score chart so far tonight, there's 5 ground ball outs for Jerome. Generally, he's up around 10, 11. Does have the strikeout pitch working tonight with 6 punch outs. Hasn't been able to be consistently staying down in that strike zone with his pitches.
Long visit with Mike Butcher. Casavaz ready to go in the pen. .95 pitches for Jerome, more than likely his last inning. Brendan Ryan tonight has popped out to 3rd and grounded to short. Halos will take that ground out now. Pickoff attempt and throw a little bit high.
And they had a chance at him. Lower throw at the base. They got him.
There's the first one to Ryan off the end of the bat. It's 0-1. Saunders with good speed at second. Carp over at first. This one in the air towards center. Playable for Peter Borges. Saunders will tag from second. He'll head to third. The throw comes into second base. 2 down.
Boy, another hanging breaking pitch. Soch has a tough decision to make here to try to get Jerome through this inning to shorten up the game for the amount of outs you have to get out of your bullpen.
Saving grace being that they have an off day tomorrow. Troy Hawkins will be making his 3rd rehab appearance tomorrow night. He could be an option over the weekend.
Garrett Richards gave Mike Scioscia some quality outs last night. 7 innings, career high for him.
Jason Isringhausen working 1 inning. George Walden working the 9th. So Ichiro comes up 0 for 3. He reached down the arrow by Ibar the last time up. That pitch is down and in. Jerome really slowing things down here in the 6th. Looking for that last out. The 1-0. This one's line to left, a base hit. Trout over to try to cut it off. Does so. Carp will head to third. The throw comes to third base, and it's not in time. So it's a 1-run lead, and that's probably going to be it for Jerome Williams. As Ichiro picks up his first hit of the series, it's an RBI single. His 20th RBI of the year, and Jerome will be done. After 5 2/3, Kazaval is going to come on and try to get that last out here in the 6th. A battle for Jerome Williams tonight. 9 hits allowed. 5 runs, 2 of which were unearned, and that was the Ibar error in the 5th. A pitching change for the Halos. 6-5 Angels here in the 6th.
Taste, and by Southern California Toyota. Check out the full line of fuel-efficient vehicles at your Southern California Toyota dealer.
2 outs here in the 6th inning. Bobby Kazaval comes on to try to get that last out and maintain an Angels lead. 5 2/3 tonight. 9 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, but he's responsible for the 2 guys that are on base.
Bobby Kazaval on the mound, his 4th game, and commanding his fastball. Split finger fastball has been very effective for him. Getting ahead of the count is the key for him.
Kazaval last pitched in Sunday's game. Went 1 inning plus 2 batters, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits, including a home run. He also walked 2 men in that game. Carp standing, or pardon me. Yeah, Carp standing at third base. Suzuki standing at first. Dustin Ackley, the batter. Ackley 1 for 3, had a double in the fifth. First one is down low, 1 ball, no strikes. Oakland has sent Brian Fuentes to the mound to try to close out Texas with a 2-0 lead in the ninth. It's the third game of a 4-game set. They'll take on the San Francisco Giants beginning on Friday. One-0 pitch. Breaking ball down low. Kazwa comes in and falls behind at 2 balls and no strikes. This was the issue he had against Texas.
Well, we just talked about with his stuff he has. He's got electric stuff. If he believes in, commands the strike zone. Great moving fastball.
Freno. Kyle Seager's on deck. He had the 2 RBI double in the fifth. We saw Carp swinging 3-0 last inning. Ackley takes. That's a 4-pitch walk. The last thing you want to do. But Kazava does it.
Third baseman, number 15, Kyle Seager.
But what it does now forces you to try to throw a fastball first pitch. As a hitter, you got to be looking fastball right down the middle of the plate. You have a pitcher coming out of the bullpen, throws 4 pitches in a row out of the zone. So you're struggling. Generally, you're going to try to aim a pitch.
David Carpenter's up. I mean, it's not overly complicated from a bullpen standpoint. That you know what the situation is. Steve Solis is out of the bullpen. This is the hitter. This is the scouting report. And you can't come into a game trying to nibble when you're struggling to throw strikes, especially going back a couple of outings now.
Yeah, you just have to trust your infielders. There's a lot of range in that infield as far as fielding ground balls.
Seager swinging first pitch, almost takes Kazava out at the knees. 2 runs are going to come in, and Mariners are going to be back on top.
Well,
might be a little bit different had he thrown that pitch to Ackley, where only 1 run scores. But Seager sitting dead red on a fastball first pitch, and he's trying to get one over after Mike Butcher paid the visit.
Well, just like we thought, Seager was going to look for that fastball because you have a pitcher struggling to throw a strike. You're going to aim it. It's right down the middle of the plate and right back up the middle.
So Seattle back on top now, 7-6. The book on Jerome Williams is closed. 7 runs, 5 earned. A couple of inherited base runners scoring. And that's going to be it for Kazava. Angels just trying to get the last out. Pitching change. Kazava's done. Carpenter is in. 7-6 Seattle. Seattle leads at 7-6. Still 2 outs here in the 6th inning. The Angels trying to close the door. Bobby Cazaval certainly did not help matters, walking Dustin Ackley on 4 pitches and giving up a 2 RBI single to Kyle Seager with the bases loaded. And now David Carpenter will be charged with trying to get Jesus Montero here to finish off the 6th inning.
Well, big opportunity for David Carpenter to establish himself down in the bullpen in a key spot. Montero, a very good hitter through this inning. Keep it close. The offense get back to swinging in this game. And some good approaches at the plate on the offensive side.
Montero tonight 2 for 3. Couple of singles and a pop-up. Ackley standing at second base. Seager standing at first. 7 runs, 5 earned to Jerome Williams at 5 2/3. 2 base runners, property of Bobby Cazaval. Montero committing to his swing, comes up empty, and it's 0-1.
He's just guessing fastball first pitch. Said David Carpenter threw him a nice slider.
One ball, one strike. One pitch. Bouncer foul. Ball and 2 strikes. Two runs in the second for Seattle, 2 unearned runs in the 5th, 3 so far here in the 6th. The 1-2 breaking pitch is fouled back. Halos in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll have 8-9-1 coming up. Conger, Borges, and then Trout. Sean Kelly was on in relief in the 5th. Figure he'll be coming back out. Hector Noesi going 4 innings tonight. Way outside of the breaking pitch, slightly overthrown. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now you've got runners at second and third.
Boy, a tough pitch for a catcher to be able to slide over and even make any contact with that baseball to keep it from getting away. Second wild pitch of the season for David Carpenter.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Montero, the 8th man to bat here in the 6th. Full count. Smoke is on deck, and here comes the payoff pitch. Montero grounds one toward the hole. Ivar's got it to the backhand, plants and fires the first. The inning finally comes to an end. But Seattle retakes the lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 7-6 M's. 1 due up for the Angels against the right-hander Sean Kelly. Hank Conger to lead things off here. Sacrifice fly that came back in the second. And the fly ball to center in the fourth. The Angels have to battle back once again. Breaking pitch is in for a strike. Kelly 1 inning under his belt as he came on for Noesi. Gave up a couple of singles. 2 runs batted in, but those 2 runs getting charged to the starter.
Boy, last year with Hank Conger, he was drifting out in front and more of an uppercut swing. You see him trying to get the baseball out in front. But this season and tonight, gets through the ball, chop down on it to be able to be more consistent with a line drive. That's the important thing for Hank Conger, not uppercut swings.
2-2 count. He had a 1-for-3 game yesterday, his first big league game of the year.
He's hitting the ball well down in AAA also. Just that more of a compact swing.
2-2 is fouled back.
You see him trying to tell himself mechanically to stay back and then through the baseball, hit the ball down. You can still get lift on the baseball if you chop down on the baseball and get underneath it and drive it. Those good numbers he had in AAA.
Chopper back up the middle. Brendan Ryan to his left, almost comes up with him. Conger's on board with a leadoff single.
That approach back hard up the middle. Good adjustment from last season. You see him hit many ground balls, a lot of fly balls. Sometimes goes right back up the middle. Well, nice job right there. Good job as far as keeping that balance. Lean it forward, chop it down, and then back up the middle for a base hit.
Not trying to pull the baseball.
That's the key. Especially when you have a swing at times, when you get out in front, you end up in a loopy swing and uppercut swing.
Borges showing bunt, pulls it back, takes the breaking ball high. Peter tonight has struck out and grounded out.
His corner infielder just crashing in, looking for a bunt from Borges, who runs very well with that pressure on the defense.
Bunts it foul, made contact twice, but he was in the batter's box, just a foul ball. Count is even at 1-1. Conger with a short lead over at first. Kelly will check in on him. Right-hander Stephen Pryor, the youngster, is up and loosening now for the M's. Showing bunt again, takes that pitch inside, 2-1. Pryor essentially replacing Delabar, who was optioned down. This one off the plate on the first base side. It's going to be a tough play. Borges is going to reach. Infield base hit for Peter Borges. And regardless of who gets that baseball, whether it's Smoke or Olivo, and it probably should have been Olivo's play the entire way because of the way he's going as a catcher. I don't think they're going to get Borges regardless because that ball hit off the plate.
Yeah, the only chance was going to be Olivo, like you mentioned, going down and be able to have his momentum going towards first. There's no chance when that ball was chopped in the air that Smoke's going to make that play and turn around and throw the first. Not the way Peter Borges can run.
Or maybe Sean Kelly, the pitcher, waiting for it. But certainly not Smoke.
It was a tough pitch to bunt, too, on the ground. It was a high pitch.
Well, Peter's a very talented bunter. First and second now, nobody out. Mike Trout at the plate. Trout tonight has singled, grounded to third, walked and scored. Halos down by the score of 7-6. Mariners anticipating a bunt play. Seager in at third, Smoke way in at first base. Not bunting, takes the breaking ball for a strike. Dino will flash the signs now. Breaking pitch, another strike. And Trout quickly in the hole at 0-2.
Well, Mike Trout has shown even behind in the count, still does a nice job as far as putting the ball in play, fighting back into a hitter's count. I don't like you're going to see Kelly try to snap a slider off the plate here. He has one wild pitch this year.
Conger leading off at second, Borges at first. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. So Trout unable to at least advance the base runners. One out, here comes Meiser.
Another good slider. He's thrown a lot of breaking pitches on the course of this outing for him.
Eric Wedge is coming out, and it looks like Pryor's going to come in. So Kelly is done. One right-hander is going to replace another. A pitching change. We're in the sixth. It's 7-6 Seattle. With one out, two on here in the bottom of the sixth inning. This young man with a very good fastball. First time in the big leagues. 3 career games. Saw the debut at U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago.
Yeah, power fastball, 95 to 99 miles an hour on the fastball. Also will throw a cut fastball. 4 punch outs in those 2 1/3 innings pitched, but has allowed a home run. And when you throw that hard, if you can square up the baseball at all, it's going to get it's a real good chance it can go a long way.
9 saves and a .64 ERA combined between AA and AAA. The former 5th round pick out of Cleveland State Community College in Tennessee. That was in 2010. Meiser steps in. Hank Conger. An infield base hit, stands at second. Borges with a bunt base hit, stands at first. The first one is a fastball in for a strike at 96. almost straight over the top for Pryor, who is a big guy, 6'4", 245 as he is listed. Meister chops this one on the ground to Smoke, fires over to short. Relay back to first is in time, an inning-ending double play. Meister Sturris rolls into the double play that ends the threat. 6 in the books. Still, Seattle's up 7-6. Baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series against the 2012 MLB All-Star Game from Kansas City on Tuesday, July the 10th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on Fox. And oh yes, it still counts.
Yes, it does.
And we are fortunate that it does. 7-6 Seattle here, top of the 7th. David Carpenter back out. Stephen Pryor getting Meister Sturris to bounce into the 3-6-1 double play. No balls and a strike. Looks like Hank got another foul tip. One ball, one strike on Smoke. He'll be followed by Saunders, then Olivo here in the 7th. Smoke tonight is 0 for 3. Fly ball to center and a couple of strikeouts. Bounce and foul. 1-2. Carpenter came on with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Got Montero to ground out to finish off that 6th. Bobby Caswell faced 2 batters, walked 1, gave up a hit, charged with no runs. Jerome Williams was charged with 2 extra runs, courtesy of the hit allowed by Caswell. Total of 5 earned tonight in his 5 2/3. Smoke breaks his bat, bounces it over to Howie Kendrick. 1 away. Hey folks, the Chevy Cruze Eco offers the best highway fuel economy of any gas engine in America. With an EPA estimated 42 miles per gallon highway, you can continue your journey with fewer stops and fewer dollars. The Chevy Cruze, live life uninterrupted. Michael Saunders, the center fielder, up. 3-hit night once again to Saunders. 3 singles, 2 runs scored. Ground ball to Howie. He's got it. And again, even though it's an out, sharply hit by Saunders.
He hit that well. He's not being fooled at all tonight to keep war last night, and well, actually the entire series with 7 hits.
Two outs, nobody on. Miguel Olivo at the plate. He's 0 for 3. A strikeout, a pop-up, and a line-out. First one is inside of the breaking pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, 6 left on for Seattle. 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 5 left on for the Angels. Halos in the bottom of the 7th inning have Pujols, Morales, and Trumbo due up. The Angels with 9 outs to try to pick up a W and a game in the standings, with Texas having been shut out tonight. 1 and 2. Bartolo Colon, 8 shutout innings. Brian Fuentes closed it out. 2-0 the final in that
one. Bartolo's had a couple big games this year we've seen. I think there's a lot of strikes.
1-2 breaking ball is upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Flips it in the air towards shallow left. Eric Aybar gets out there, makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for David Carpenter. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. The Halos still trailing. Seventh, down by a run, 7-6 Seattle. Albert Pujols to face Stephen Pryor. This will be his first plate appearance against the young right-hander, who came in and got the double play ball that ended the Angels' 6th inning. Albert tonight, a rough night, 0 for 3. Fly ball to left and a couple of pop-ups to Dustin Ackley, the second baseman.
He's had a couple of pretty good pitches to hit, too. He's missed them. Going to be challenged here with this fastball from Pryor.
2 for 10 in this series. And Pryor, with that live fastball, throws a lot of them. Here comes the first one. Oliva wanted it outside. It catches the inside corner. 2-1. He's almost a straight over the top guy.
Now that's his cut fastball there, almost like a Tim Belcher straight over the top.
Yeah. Breaking pitch, hammered out toward left field. Clark going back, still going back, pulls up, off the top of the wall. Albert thought he had it, trying to get to second, and he is in there with a leadoff double. Just missing, tying this game up, but he picks up his 13th double of the season.
When you jumped on a cut fastball. A good swing from him. Well, he thought he had that, but that's the part of the field where you really have to crush it. Left center field. That's real good balance on that swing for him. Middle of the wall. A long ways out there.
Here's Morales. Swinging first pitch. He hits one out toward left. Karp going back on it. Pujols is going to tag. The throw from Karp coming toward third. Pujols is in there safely.
Good swing again by Kendricks. Hit that ball well, deep enough to allow Pujols to tag up and get to third base. Mentioned the first game of the series of the outfield arms in Seattle. Some good ones. They will challenge Karp. He does a nice job as far as covering ground. But did get himself in real good throwing position there as Pujols was able to advance.
Infield's going to play in for Seattle.
And they're deciding going back. And they're going to walk Trumbo.
Howie Kendrick is in the on-deck circle. Mentioned in that fifth inning at bat for Howie Kendrick the struggles he'd had with men in scoring position, and with 2 strikes delivered an RBI single.
And with the fastball that Pryor has, he can just keep his hands back and hit the ball again in the right field. Try to get the ball in the air to the right.
Pretty good gas right there on ball 4. So an intentional walk. Trumbo will head to first. Pujols standing at third. 1 out here in the 7th. The Angels down by a run. Howie Kendrick steps in, 1 for 1, a sacrifice bunt in the second, a walk in the 4th, the RBI single in the 5th. Brandon League loosening for Seattle in the pen. Scott Downs playing catch in the pen for the Angels. Here's the first one. Bouncer foul, it's 0-1.
Pryor tried to run the fastball in on the hands of Howie. A lot of times, as a pitcher, when you're in the spot with a man on third, your first pitch you want to try to throw a fastball in around the hands to see if you can jam a hitter. Now it's up to hitter and Howie to go the other way with it.
Howie bounces this one to short. 6-4-3, the inning-ending double play. 7 in the books. Seattle leads at 7-6.
Morales on an 0-2 pitch, gets a fastball against Noese and hits it out of the ballpark. 2-run home run, then a good approach. Base hit, RBI the other way, scores Mike Trout. Mariners get right back. Kyle Seager's had himself a game with base loaded here. Base hit up the middle, scores 2. 4 RBI on the game for Kyle Seager. The Mariners lead this one 7-6 in the top of the 8th.
Well, it sounded like the Angels didn't have opportunities. Kyle Seager with his 4 RBI game on 2 pitches. That's all it took for him to pick up those 4 runs batted in. A 2 RBI double in the 5th off Jerome Williams. A 2 RBI single off Bobby Cazaval in the 6th. David Carpenter back out. He had a 1-2-3 7th inning. He'll face 8, 9, and 1. Carp, Ryan, and Suzuki. Mike Carp, the left fielder, 2 RBI double, a ground down, and a hit by pitch. Fastball is down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Where the last thing you wanted in that 7th inning was a double play ball, and that's exactly what happened. Second double play turned by Seattle. Halos in the 8th will have the bottom 3rd of their order. Ivar, Conger, and Borges. Not too often a leadoff double strand. No runs coming across. 2-0. Bouncer foul. 2 balls and a strike. 10 hits for Seattle, 9 for the Angels.
Pujols just missed it in his 9th home run of the year, midway up the wall in left center field. Did a nice job at base running, advancing to third base on the good fly ball that Morales hit to Carp in left field.
Two balls, 2 strikes on the foul ball here. Another good crowd, 37,342 in the house for the Hula Girl statue. Now we've had the rally monkey. Would you put on the rally skirt if it calls for it?
I think they could do it on their own. Plenty of time to come back.
2-2. Off speed, swing and a miss. Down goes Carp, 1 out. And be sure to take our coverage of the Halos with you this season by subscribing to MLB.tv today. You can see every Angels out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Angels.com to order. Get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. There's Brendan Ryan, the shortstop. Ryan's 0 for 3. A couple of fly ball outs and a ground out. One ball, no strikes.
Well, we said it in the first 2 games of the series, and again tonight, Brendan Ryan's looking for something away. He's diving for that outside part of the plate. So if you run a fast one, you're going to get those type of reactions.
Chopper to the left side. Esteuras has it. 2 down.
Outfield, number 51, Ichiro Suzuki.
2 quick outs for Carpenter. 6 in a row retired by the right-hander. Here's Ichiro. His first hit of the series in the 6th, an RBI single that chased Jerome Williams. Off-speed pitch hit out to deep right field. Trumbo's going to pull up, and this one is gone. A solo home run for Ichiro, his 4th of the year. And it's a 2-run deficit for the Angels, 8-6 Seattle.
Seattle continues to hit the long ball on the road. It's right down the heart of the plate. If you ever get a chance to watch Ichiro in batting practice, he does that a lot as far as hit the ball out of the ballpark. During the game, shortens up his swing, just tries to put it in play, utilizes speed.
This one back up the middle. Ibar to his left has it. Off balance throw, not going to get Ackley. So back-to-back hits with 2 outs here in the 8th.
Well, Seattle scored a number of their runs in this series with 2 outs.
2-out letdown.
Yeah, and again, it's the focus through an inning for a pitcher. You think you're done because you get 2 outs, but that's when the focus has to be even more so to be able to finish the inning and allow your hitters to get back up there to the plate and try to tie the game up or take the lead.
Kyle Seager is 2 for 4. 4 runs batted in, a double and a single. Likes that first pitch fastball. Carpenter almost throws that one away. This game, of course, completely changed in the 6th inning when Bobby Casval came in relief of Jerome Williams with 2 outs. And issued a 4-pitch walk to Ackley to load the bases, and then gave up a 2 RBI single to Seager on the very first pitch. Pitch out, nothing's happening. 1 ball, no strikes. It's one way to get Seager to not swing at the first pitch.
Again, a lot of different things done there as far as the pitch out. Carpenter quickened up his throw. I think Conger came out of that catching position quickly. If you're a good base runner, that's a sign that something was different. And to be able to sell a pitch out, you have to try to keep your normal delivery. Otherwise, good base runners sense something's on and will not go.
The 1-0. Down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Carpenter struck out Carp to start the 8th. Got Ryan on a ground out. Then Ichiro picking up his 99th career home run in the big leagues. An off-speed pitch, making a 2-run deficit for the Angels. (3-0). Jesus Montero is on deck, the DH, cleanup hitter. Ackley with a short lead over at first base. A 3-0. Little dribbler up the third base line. It goes foul. 3 balls and a strike. Halos over the weekend will have C.J. Wilson. Friday's game against the Colorado Rockies at Coors Field. Dan Herron on Saturday, then Irvin Santana on Sunday.
I've seen Eric Wedge give the Seattle hitters the green light a couple times in this game. Mike Harp in the 2nd inning got a 3-0 fastball and hit a double. Eric Wedge showing a lot of confidence that the hitters will not chase something out of the strike zone on a 3-0 count. If it's a fastball, he's letting them attack it.
Here comes the 3-1 as Ackley takes off, stumble, but it's ball 4. So a home run, a single, and now a walk issued by Carpenter. Jesus Montero is going to come up. Looks like we might get a visit to the mound.
Designated hitter number 65.
Scott Downs ready to go. Montero tonight 2 for 4 with a couple of singles. Carpenter misses down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Good speed on the bases for the Mariners. This one sharply hit to Ibar. He'll flip it to Kendrick. The inning comes to an end, but Seattle gets a run on the home run by Ichiro in the bottom of the 8th inning. 8-6 Seattle. Here at the bottom of the 8th inning, 8-6 Seattle. New pitcher on the mound is Brandon League. The former closer comes on to work this 8th. The Angels have the bottom 3rd up. Ibar, Conger, and Borges.
And Brandon League, good fastball, still 93-97. Slider and split finger fastball, which is his out pitch.
League threw the ball well in Monday's game. Inning and a third, 3 strikeouts, gave up a hit, no runs. First one is down low, 1 ball, no strikes. Eric Ibar tonight, 1 for 3. Had an RBI double in the second. Since then, he's grounded out twice to Justin Smoke, the first baseman. 2 balls and no strikes. Seager playing at a third base. 2-0 pitch. 2-1. Seattle with 12 hits tonight. The Angels with 8. Halos in the double digits category in hits the first 2 games of this series. The 2-1. 2-2. Two on its way. Chopper back toward the middle, actually to its right hand. Brings up Hank Conger.
After falling behind League 2-0 to Ibar. A couple pitches that were borderline off the plate. Ends up getting a ground ball out, that all-important first out of the inning.
Next 1 for 2, a sacrifice fly and an infield base hit. He's also hit a fly ball to center. Conger puts this one toward the middle again. Brendan Ryan has it. A little double clutch, but he gets Conger for round number 2. So 2 outs and nobody on, and here comes Alberto Callaspo to pinch hit for Peter Bourjos.
Number 6, Alberto Callaspo.
.235 on the season with a couple of home runs and 16 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter this year, 2 for 4. One of which was the grand slam against Felix Hernandez. Lee delivers, I should say, the fastball down and in. Bourjos ends the game going 1 for 3, extending his hitting streak to 8 games. Looped foul on the third base side. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Trout, the leadoff man, is on deck. Scott Downs playing the occasional catch in the bullpen. Looks like he'll be coming on in the 9th. Seattle retaking the lead in the 6th with 3 runs. 2-1. Coming with 2 outs.
Callaspo, you're just trying to get on base. Trout's got that good power the other way. And the league throws a lot of fastballs and sliders and split figure fastballs away.
The 2-1. This one lifted in the air to left, playable for Figgins. The inning comes to the end as the Angels go down in order. Here in the 8th, we head to the 9th, 8-6 Seattle. Game, the Angels start a 3-game set at Coors Field against the Rockies. C.J. Wilson looking for his 7th win. Will be going up against Alex White. 2-3 record for Alex at a .560 ERA. Cole Calhoun takes over in left field. Defensive replacement is Alberto Callaspo, pinch hit for Peter Bourjos. That means Mike Trout moving over to center field. Scott Downs has come on in relief here. He'll be facing Smoke Saunders and a leadoff.
He's done a great job as far as consistently throwing that 89 to 90 mile an hour fastball, both in and out. Good sweeping breaking pitch also.
8-6 Mariners here in the ninth inning. Bottom of the ninth, the Angels will have the top of their order due up. Mariners loosening their closer now, Tom Wilhelmsen. Smoke fouls off the first pitch. Justin Smoke for 4. A couple of strikeouts, a fly ball to center, and a ground out. There's the 0-1 pitch. Missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. David Carpenter, by the way, went 2 1/3. Allowed 2 hits, one of which was a home run to Ichiro. Struck out 1, walked 1. This one back toward the middle. Howie Kendrick was shading Smoke that way. 1 out.
Well, you get a quick reaction out of that one out of Scott Downs. That baseball was hit hard back up the middle, but Howie in position to make a play. Boy, Downsy seems to get a lot of ground balls back up the middle, covering first base often too, because he's around the strike zone so much. Hitters realize he's not going to waste pitches and they're going to try to hit the ball back up the middle against them.
Here's Michael Saunders, 3 for 4. So the fastball on the inside corner. Just misses off the inside corner, I should say. 1 ball, no strikes. 3 singles for Saunders. The 1 out that he did make was a sharp ground ball to Howie in the 7th. Ball on the strike. Miguel Olivo on deck. Downs becomes the 3rd reliever used by Mike Scioscia with the off day tomorrow. Jerome Williams got the start, went 5 2/3, gave up 7 runs, 5 earned. 9 hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks for Jerome. Last inning, I was mentioning the 4-pitch walk to Dustin Ackley by Kazumar. Go back to the error by Eric Ibar with 2 outs. What should have been a 1-2-3 5th inning. Ichiro hit a ground ball that should have been the 3rd out, but Eric committed the error. Ackley got a double. Seager doubled home those 2 runs. That changed the game a little bit.
Forced you to throw extra pitches.
2-2 pitch. Saunders. Somewhat of a defensive swing there. Gets a piece of it. Keeps his at bat alive.
And Jerome Williams battled throughout the entire game. His cut fastball wasn't as consistent as we've seen from him. But he battled, gave the team a chance.
Full count. Seattle's heading home. They will have an off day tomorrow, take on the Dodgers, beginning on Friday night at Safeco. 3-2 is rolled foul. The Angels will take on the Dodgers beginning on Monday night at Dodger Stadium. Then the Arizona Diamondbacks come here, the San Francisco Giants, and the Dodgers.
So just looking at the schedule with the Dodgers, Kershaw is going to pitch on that Saturday game against Seattle. That means the Angels will probably miss him then in that series, that 3-game series.
Garrett Richards will be pitching at Dodger Stadium.
Well, he threw the ball so well last night. It's a good power fastball.
This one is a fair ball. Albert will take it himself on 2 hops, 2 down. So Oliva will step up now with 2 outs to the bases clear. Mentioned earlier that at the bottom of the inning, the Angels have the top of their order coming up. Trout, Asturias, and Pujols. They face Wilhelmsen. Wilhelmsen picked up his first major league save in Monday's game, going an inning and 2/3, striking out 2. One ball, no strikes.
This time Wilhelmsen, he's got a good fastball. He throws that fastball mid-90s. Throws around 92 to 97. He's got a curveball and a changeup.
Scott falls behind here, 2 balls and no strikes. Oliva 0 for 4 tonight. Strikeout, a pop-up, a line-up, and another pop-up. Guy Bar made a nice play on to end the 7th. 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Scott does a great job of turning over that little 2-seam fastball, especially in good hitters' counts. Hitter still reads the fastball, but it sinks away. Good location with that pitch.
Three and 1. Tichenor has really stayed consistent throughout the game, not calling that side of the plate. Away from righties and on lefties. Fagan's on deck, the 3-1. This will bounce it right back to Scott. He'll flip it underhand to Pujols, a 1-2-3 ninth. The hit at the bottom of the ninth. Trout, Asturias, and Pujols coming up to face Wilhelmsen. The Angels down by 2. Mariners up 8-6, bottom of the 9th inning. Tom Wilhelmsen comes on in relief here of Brandon League, who threw a 1-2-3 8th inning. Wilhelmsen will face the top of the order, and Mike Trout leading things off here in the bottom of the 9th, down by 2.
Wilhelmsen in 30 innings pitched this year, 36 strikeouts, 92-97 on the fastball, big curveball, changeup.
picked up his first Major League save on Monday, hitting in 2/3. Tucson native, originally in the Milwaukee Brewers system. Mike Trout 1 for 3. He came up in the 6th inning. It would look like a possible sacrifice situation, 2 on and nobody out, but Socia letting him swing away, ended up striking out. The first one here is a strike. Seager playing in over at third base. Smoke back at first. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball missing. I guess inside. Pretty good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's one of those pitches that just goes around the plate and just misses, hitting the corner.
The 1-1. Breaking pitch hit in the air toward left center field. Playable for Saunders and Figgins. It's Figgins with the call and the catch. 1 out. So 1 out, and Mysuster is coming to the plate. Oliva waiting for Figgins to get back into left field. Playing very shallow with his Sturridge at the plate. Meister's 0 for 2. A couple of walks. Pulled into a double play ball in the 6th inning. One and one. Angels 3 for 12 tonight with men in scoring position. Here's the 1-1. Breaking pitch, grounded over to second. Ackley will pick up the skimmer. 2 down. The Angels down to the last out here in the 9th. Seattle picks up this win. Will be the first series the Angels have lost since that weekend series against the San Diego Padres that started off that 10-day road trip.
Seattle went in Texas, won their series there.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier in the game, Seattle's been on the road a lot this year. 37 games down on the road, just 22 at home.
Breaking pitch is in for a strike. Two pitch, and that is yanked foul just behind Dino Ebel. Count remains at 0-2. This one out toward the alley in left center field. That's going to get down and go for extra bases. All the way to the wall. Pujols trying to go to second. A 2-out double. Wilder with a couple of doubles tonight. He's in scoring position with Kendrys Morales coming up.
Now 14 doubles on the season for Pujols. Just the guy you want up. Kendrys has swung the bat well tonight. Got a walk, a home run, a single, and hit a ball very well to left field. It was caught by Carp. It advanced Albert to third base out there in the 7th inning.
First one is a breaking ball, cut on and missed. Kendrys tonight 2 for 3 with a home run, 2-run shot in the 3rd. RBI single in the 5th. A fly ball to left in the 7th. Also has drawn a walk. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's down in the dirt and it gets by Oliva, so Pujols will advance to third on the wild pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike on Kendrys Morales. The Angels down by 2 with 2 outs here in the ninth. Kendrys with a multi-homer game a couple of nights ago. Just got a piece of that one, fouls it back. And it's 1-2.
When he's trying to stay back long enough, his hips open up and his hands stay back almost long enough to make good contact with that. More than likely going to see another breaking pitch.
Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And the Seattle Mariners take 2 of 3 from the Angels. They pick up the finale 8-6.
Boy, some missed opportunities. Ichiro, who had been held hitless in the series, got a base hit and a home run, a big insurance run in the 8th inning for Seattle. Michael Saunders hit the ball very well throughout the entire series, but an opportunity. Tied it up at 2 the second and had a 4-2 lead, then a 6-4 lead, but then it fell apart. Seattle wins the series after winning the series down in Texas.
So the Halos finish off this homestand with a 5-4 record. Seattle takes the finale here 8-6. Off day tomorrow. Colorado beginning on Friday. Stick around. Michael Eaves, Garrett Anderson, Jose Muto will be with you with Angels Live as that is coming up next.